Got it. Woo. So the first question that always comes out is, how you can make Zoom meetings more fun. Whose definition of fun do you think I mean? I always say that in front of my classes, and they always get this fearful look in their eyes. No, we're having fun. We're gonna have fun. Trust me, we'll have some fun. So we're gonna dive in to have some fun here. So take a look at these pictures, and in the chat real quick, just put the ones that kind of associate with you or resonate with you. Here comes some golfing, Haystack Rock, yeah, Cannon Beach, boating, fishing family. So I did this intentionally. This is kind of a fun way, if you're doing a presentation online and talking to people, to get them interactive and to maybe connect with you. So yes, I have, I love to golf. I'm a big fan of golfing. I'm a Starbucks snob. So if it's not from Starbucks, or, I like the other one as well, but I'm more Starbucks fan than anything, and I don't like it. My wife and I love to go to the beach all the time. The top picture up here left, I am a graduate. I just graduated with my master's. So, that's fun. I am a grandparent, so I have a grandchild. And then these two fun masks here are, of course, the two colleges that I'm paying dearly to. That's what I'm kind of kidding with when there is, yes, you beat us this weekend. But yeah, I think one is 180,000 and the other one's only 50. Fortunately, the smaller one got a lot of scholarships, so I'm not on the hook for so much money.
Man, is that because one's out of state?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And that he didn't work during the whole time and didn't have any scholarships. And so he didn't just finance education, he financed room and board, food.
Yeah.
All of his other expenses. So I was like, yeah, okay. But I'm a golfer. I love boating. A little story about me is I was ran over by a boat and I survived it. I have scars to prove it. It was when I was about 22 years old, and I really had, a great experience from that I looked at, and I'm a very positive person. It was a life, threatening incident, but it changed who I was. It made me stop to realize that you need to take time to smell the roses and have fun. So that's why I have fun with almost everything I do. Right, Lynn?
I actually survived the boat crash too, and mine were racing shells.
Yours was racing?
Racing shells.
Okay.
I was doing a full piece on a double in the morning, and an 8 was on the wrong side of the canal and hit his head on. Broke an oar and a rigger on my back and elbow. Was upside down in December, so I was hypothermic, had to be pulled out of the water.
Mine was 14-foot speedboat, and the other one was a 16-foot speedboat.
Fun. Yep.
And I went in the water, and the motor went over the top of me. So
not good.
That's why I say I have a few things to kind of resonate with me on that. But
I just got to ask, how often do boat crash victims run into each other outside of the actual crash itself?
Yeah, who knows? I don't ever want to see the guy that I ran into, because he, long story. We won't go there.
Well, if Kevin and Lynn would quit sticking their tongues out at the guys driving the boats, I think they'd be safer.
I was
that's fair.
At that time, so don't even go there. So we're going to look at some pictures, and I want to come off mute, say something about these pictures. What do you see when you see this picture?
Somebody who's surprised or shocked.
Okay. What's in the background?
Grass.
Stock market?
The stock market.
Picture of the stock market.
Yeah.
They're crashing stock markets. How about this one?
Ooh.
Flippers.
Yeah.
Ooh, someone was busy.
So it's what's on the outside isn't always what's on the inside.
Oh yeah.
How about that one?
Oops.
Ouch.
Ow.
Mini Cooper turned into a mini pooper.
Yeah.
With that plastic sheet, they're making it work. They're getting by.
Yeah. I've seen
Hey,
that.
Lynn, what's this?
Oh
Cha-ching.
my.
Cha-ching.
I knew Lynn would get at that one. How about this one?
Oh no.
I have
I'm-
nothing to say about that one.
I don't want to speak.
Karaoke night.
Yeah, I'm scared
Plenty
to talk.
shy.
Old radio, Mike.
And then the last one,
Oh,
trying to figure out a mortgage loan application and figuring
Yeah.
out where to go, what to do.
Obviously, they're not working with me.
And then the last one,
oh,
how many of us do our own taxes? Try.
yeah.
Not anymore.
So what is it that makes you lose interest in the presentation? Instead of going on chat, since there's so few of us, let's just come off, say it out loud, go around the room and say, so we'll start with Dustin. What is it that just drives you crazy when you're on an online presentation?
I gotta think about this.
Too much detail.
Yeah.
Much detail. Okay. Yep. What else?
I think it would, for me, it's like if it starts going into a direction, like I go into a lot of presentations, this might be an exception, but I go into a lot of presentations wanting to try and get specific things out of them. Like I've got objectives. And if it seems like we're passing over the things that I'm really trying to learn, then I start to kind of fade out.
Okay. How about you, Tom? You said too
Much detail. People get like really into the weeds on something and they kind of get
Statistics,
too
the
technical
numbers.
and
Yeah.
people start to drift off mentally.
and they're like,
Yeah.
and
And I've probably been guilty of that myself. So as a presenter.
or my favorite one, you can't tell that they're on their phone. How about you, Kelly?
Kevin, mine would be if somebody's literally just reading. There's no one, yeah, just no extra effort put in to expand, just reading it.
Reading it, yes. That one drives me crazy. And it's funny because it's Dale Carnegie organization. We have a couple people in our executive office that do that. And I'm like, have you not gone through our programs? How about you, Alan?
I'd have to say the same thing, kind of getting lost in the weeds, getting into too much detail, not staying relevant too. That detail loses the relevance on the conversation or on the topic as well. So
Mark, Lynn, or Brandy, do you want to add in?
Too many filler words. They're not prepared. They don't let it flow.
Or what they do is they sit here reading their slides and they have to think about it for a minute. Yeah.
I'd say if it's not interactive or not relevant, either of those.
Yeah, it's got to be interactive. And that's one of the things that's really hard to do online unless you know how to do it and you've practiced it. And a lot of people spend too much time trying to figure out how to use the format. Okay, Zoom, not LinkedIn, WebEx, Teams. They don't learn how to make the format fit their presentation. And so if you're doing a presentation online, do the one that you're most comfortable with and look at some tools and have some fun. I would have had us do annotate on this, but the annotate feature, sometimes it takes a few more minutes to get into and go through. So if I was going to do a 3-hour workshop, which I do a lot of them, is I take about 5 minutes to go through annotate and show people how to annotate online and how to be part of the presentation and have them check the first screen of all those pictures, which ones resonate with them. So get off of there. Here we go. Lights, camera, action. So let's have some fun here. How's your lighting?
Better than it used to be.
I really have fun with this because if you look at my glasses now, can you see my little ring light kind of flashing in my eyes?
If you lean it enough, yes.
Yeah, or if you not at the right level and you don't have a ring light back there, you can see the reflection of your computer in your glasses. So if you're somebody who wears glasses, you need to have a light above you, above your computer, shining down in your face to keep that reflection from hitting the screen, because it annoys people. And I see it all the time. So let's look at some lighting issues here. Which one of these just kind of spooks you out.
I like the too low. You'd be very
Yeah.
afraid of that meeting.
He's got the little devil ears, is
Yeah,
what I
the
call
No
him.
one's messing around in that meeting.
So, make sure your lighting's proper, have the correct lighting. And if you don't know how to, there's filters on on Zoom that you can click on to change your settings a little bit. You can do a filter in the background that darkens it or lightens it. Play with it. Make sure that you look good, and make sure that people can see, all your features. Don't have distractions in the background like kitty cats running across your desk. We know
that
that's
makes it more fun.
Oh, that's won me. That's actually won me some projects.
And then, when you're talking, make sure you talk to your camera. A lot of people will be sitting over here looking at the side of the screen, seeing all the pictures, or they have 2 videos on and they're looking at this one, coming back and going like this. And you're like, okay, I'm going to get sick any minute now. Okay, Lynn, go ahead and tell my favorite one that happened in a meeting. I've always told this story.
Was that the one where somebody was on the camera the whole time? I mean, they're on their phone the whole time?
No, it was, we had somebody on camera. It was in a meeting that I was doing with a bunch of other people on Zoom, and they're sitting there eating their lunch.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they choked, and the lunch came out on the camera. We need to remember when we're on camera, folks, how close we are and what people can see.
Now, see, I would like that because that reminds me of a favorite Saturday Night Live skit from about 1978.
Yeah, and it's a Blue Sheep.
Yeah.
Those of you know
Blue
Animal
Sheep.
House know that one.
Yeah.
But I've seen people that even do presentations and they're sitting there eating or having, some food, and they're talking with their mouth full. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? Let's have some fun. If you're gonna do something like that, make it intentional. Don't do it intentionally, because then people think less of you. So say, I'm eating on my camera just to show you a point why it's annoying to do that. So let me turn it off while I finish this.
Yeah.
Coughing, sneezing, blowing your nose. I can't tell you how many people blow their nose on camera. So think of these things, when you're getting on there. Reduce the background distractions, smile, and keep your camera at eye level. Don't be sitting down here. Don't be sitting way up here. And get people that have their camera situated where we can see their hair noses. And it's like, oh no. Or we had one person who was a little bit, had nearsightedness, and she had to get a little bit closer up to see the camera. But I mean, it was like right here. And it's like, no, I don't want to see all the stuff on your face. Please back up.
Kevin, I have a church book club, and we've been doing it since COVID on
Yeah.
Zoom. And we have a couple people that have never figured out the whole camera thing. So you have it like at neck level looking up with poor light.
Oh yeah.
I thought, could you try to get a more unflattering video of yourself?
And we're going to look at some of these, fun things and examples. So I just wanted to kind of be a point here. So if you're looking at these, which one of these really annoys you? And if you say none of them, okay, we're going to send you to school and have you go through the program again.
The beard guy the most.
Why is that?
Because it's just a pigsty behind. It's like somebody trying to sell a house that's full of crap. You think, oh my God.
I like Chewbacca up here,
Yeah.
the brown shirt in the background and stuff. What's wrong with the one that says the good company? This is for the company, the good company.
Is this good for the company? Well, it just looks odd, and the lighting's off. And he's not smiling very much. It looks kind of frowny.
It looks like he's floating in space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The camera is shooting down on him, and so he's standing, and it makes him look like he's in space and that he's higher up than everything. And then the bottom one, with the Nike swoosh, a lot of stuff in the background and the reflection of the computer in his eyes, and he's looking at a screen off the side. He's not looking at the camera.
So for him, it's just do it poorly.
Yes, yes. So, we want to engage, we want to have fun with people. We need to be looking at them, not off to the side, not down here looking at that. And if you have to, if you're talking to a client or something, you're having a presentation and you want to take notes, say, hey, I have a pen and paper. I'm going to take a few notes. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. That's, polite. It's letting them know, let them know ahead, because people don't know what you're doing. They just assume that you don't care. Okay, here's Kelly's. If you think that a straightforward presentation or reading slides to people is a snoozer in the office, it's 10 times worse if it's in a virtual meeting. Now, I'm going to ask the typical question of what message are you giving the people that are on the other side of the camera when you read your slide?
I'm phoning it in. I have to be here. I don't want to be here, and I don't really care.
And I
Or
have it
that you
rehearsed.
don't know the material.
Okay,
And that you think, that you think they can't read.
that's number one. They can't read. So it should be, hey, here's something on the the slide. Kind of give me some feedback. Put some notes in the chat. Tell me what you think about those. Or if you're going to do annotate, pick the one that stands out to the most to you and have them annotate and put a stamp by it and ask them why they picked that one. You don't need to read them. I can read. And it's one of those really annoying things that people do in presentations is they'll get their slides up and have a good time, and they're sitting there reading. They think everybody's enjoying it, and that person's laying down on their computer screen with the camera off like Brandy is right now. What about this one? These are actual examples of slides.
Information overload.
It's
Yeah,
a reminder that I'm getting older and my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be.
Which one would be somewhat appropriate, except for the type on it?
The
The
colorful
bottom,
Yeah, bottom right.
You need
But
to
yeah,
fold it out a little bit so you can read it and have that. But make sure that you don't have more than 5 or 6 bullet points on a slide, and you don't need to have 22 sentences underneath each bullet point. It's one bullet point, a couple words. It helps you do what?
it's a reminder, it's a prompt.
Yeah, it's a prompt. Here's what I want to talk about. Okay, box 1, boom, you talk about it. And then you go to box 2, you're talking and interacting with the people, not sitting here reading the slide or having them read the slide and taking 20 minutes to say, okay, I can't read that. Can I get a little closer? So here's a fun little quote that I really enjoy. Go ahead and take a minute to read it. Somebody come off mute. What does that say to you?
I had a thought on it, but I forgot.
We need to try to put some emotions into our presentations. We need to have some fun with it, or something that's going to be lasting or memorable, so that they remember who we are. They might not remember the company, they might not remember you personally, but they'll remember how you made them feel, and it brings them back to you. And so they'll start looking at it. They'll call Becky or somebody that they know. Hey, who was that guy who did that presentation last week on making engaging videos fun? Okay, great. Yeah, I need to talk to him. I need to have a conversation with him. So make them have a relation or feeling that they can associate with that presentation and having some kind of an experience. And trust me, we're getting there. What does this mean? Congruent.
Means you have to fit what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Okay. Think what you're talking about.
Oh, complementary. If something's congruent, it's supporting another piece of what's happening.
Right. So here's one of the things that's really, really annoying. And we talk about this. It was a study by Dr. Albert Mehrabian. Yes, it's a Pac-12 school, but it's not one that I like because they're trying to leave the Pac-12, so we're not very happy with them. If your visual, your vocal, and your verbs, which are your words, are incongruent 55% of the time, they'll take the message based off of the visual observations. So body language. So online is much more so than in person. So for example, if I say, Alan, come to my office right now. It's a really good thing. Do you believe that?
No.
What do you think is going to happen in my office?
Well, you're probably going to get a visual cue of some sort.
So we need to remember that our body language, our facial expressions, our tone of our voice, and our enthusiasm all have to match. If they don't, the message does not come across clear. And we take it from the visual cues. And if all they're sitting here doing is like this, today we're going to talk about the impact of messages. And this is one of the things. I mean, you're going to snooze and you're going to say, okay, this person doesn't believe what they're talking about. And it's really not important to me because they don't care about it. So get into it, have some fun with it, have some conversations, make sure everything's congruent, match your seriousness. If it's a serious topic, be serious. If it's a fun topic, be fun, have some enthusiasm, enjoy it, use hand gestures, move your head, don't just sit there like a stiff. Storytelling. So, what do you think this is? 22 times the power of what?
Of just giving facts.
Words.
Retention.
Yep, retention.
Yep.
Tell a story. And I'm not picking on Dale Carnegie, or excuse me, I take the lead, and I do this as well, because sometimes we do our 15-minute presentations and we focus on the weeds, right? We all focus on the weeds. Tell us a story. Use some information that's going to bring us into it, get us engaged, and have some fun with it. It makes us start to think, okay, why do I need that service and product? So let's kind of take a couple examples. We'll have some fun. But I forgot I put the slide in here last minute. So science behind it is, it builds that personal and emotional. And we talked about it. If you give feeling and create a feeling for other people, they're going to want to listen more. They'll be engaged in it and they'll remember it longer. Stories help us remember things. And we talk a lot about that in our Dale Carnegie program. If you're doing something that you have to remember, make it in a story, because it just brings it into more light. It connects with your audience and gets them engaged, and they all have fun. So what is this message? Yeah, go ahead.
One of the best people we had in the groups that used to do that, he moved to Canada. He sold Legal Shield to businesses. That was his focus.
Mhm.
And a lot of Legal Shield people would come in and talk about horrific situations, or we saved this much money, or this or that, or this lawsuit. He'd come in and tell a fun story or two every week. And he was the guy. He got more referrals than anybody because he was good at identifying stories that the group could relate to. And we all look forward to his stories every week.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's what we need to do more of, is how do we engage people with stories? So when you have a picture like this, what is this picture? What is this message from this picture?
I'm taking a picture of people not having any fun.
I don't know.
But what's the child holding up?
Looks like an iPad or
Okay.
tablet.
What's the child have down here? Down here on the grass?
Maybe like a little laptop.
Okay, it's another iPad, and there's one
Right.
over here. There's one over here. There's one over here. So
Uh,
what is the story telling you?
They only interact through computers instead of being face to face while they're face to face.
There are students that have never had computer technology, and they were just gifted these computers to learn online.
Oh,
Okay, and so showing this picture and talking a little bit about it, say, here's a school down in India that these students have never been able to have the experience of being online and sharing with each other online. So they were able to get that experience because the company came in and paid for all of these students to have these laptops. So gauging them, showing them, seeing that, you're seeing the excitement and enjoyment in here. So remember these pictures?
Yeah.
Who does this picture represent? We talked about somebody panicking about the stock market, not, really worried about their money. Well, if they sat down with a financial advisor who has some knowledge and experience in the industry, they would be more calm and cool and collect because they could ask questions, understand how the market works, and protect their asset base and learn how to diversify. So a financial advisor really helps people overcome that worry and fear of all their money is going to go bye-bye the next down market. Is that how we would relate to the other people in our meeting, telling a story, showing those pictures? It shows hey, okay, yeah, I got this. Now we got to trust Tom, right, Tom? And that's another topic that we'll talk about, building that trust with your clients and stuff. But telling a story like this, showing, the worst case scenario to the best case scenario, what could happen from one case to the other?
How about, do you not want to look like this guy? Talk to me.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, stress causes a lot of health issues. Guy, you're gonna die before you even get to use your money. So remember this house?
Yeah.
Okay, so what can we do to make sure that the inside of this house was not trashed like the original one?
Don't rent it out.
That's my first thought.
A lot of people are buying houses online, sight unseen. They just see it from the outside, don't see the pictures on the inside or the physical presentation of it. So maybe if we had a real estate agent, this is what a real estate agent could do. They can make sure what's showing on the outside is actually what's on the inside. And there are no hidden surprises. No sewer lines broken, no issues with the fencing or yard disputes or, interior or exterior. That's what the real estate agent does. That's their job, is to go make sure that the home that you wanted to see online is the home that you're actually seeing. They're not fake pictures. A perfect example of this is a client that I did along with. It's been about 15 years ago. They had a picture of the house, and it had a nice, beautiful green lawn with some bushes and shrubs. And he was really excited about it. He got over there, and nothing was there. There was no bushes. There was no lawn. It was all dirt. The realtor or whoever was selling the house just made up some photos and kind of cropped them in and made it look really good.
Wow.
So a good real estate agent will go and visually check out that property. So take those pictures, use them to help build your connection with your clients and your presentations and telling people what you do. The car. Who do you think I'm going to now?
Is that Lynn's car?
Yeah, car, exactly. If you don't have proper insurance protection and you don't know your agent or your insurance carrier and you don't know what they cover and what they don't cover, you could end up having your car sitting in the lot. Or you can come to somebody who has the expertise and knowledge and make sure that when that happens on the left, that your car gets back to what it should look like on the right. Not used parts, not half-assed, manufactured parts, but actual new parts to make your car what it was before you wrecked it.
It actually is my car without the wreck, though.
Okay.
Is it is that same color, Lynn?
Yeah.
No, I've got a gray Mini Cooper.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So Kelly,
Yes,
what about this one? What can a loan officer do?
the loan officer can take the questions away by providing answers in facts and just making it relevant to them.
So they're happy and it's an easy process, not a stressed out process.
Right.
Yeah.
They trust their professional. Yes.
The professional is answering your questions, making sure that the program that they are getting into matches what they need in their financial situation, not the bank's, financial situation, and doing what's right in the customer's point of view.
Yeah.
And so that's what a mortgage person does. Okay, Lynn, go for it. It's your turn.
This can make sure that the business is getting paid quickly and at fair rates, so it can increase its business.
Yeah. And you have somebody that looks like this, a business owner that is excited, not getting stabbed by fees, and they're running a business. They're worried about, getting more people in the store, not how much money is going out the door because they're using credit cards. And
They have happy clients because they don't have to say, oh, we don't take credit cards, but there's an ATM 3 blocks away.
Oh, I know. It's like, are you a real business?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
what century are you in?
well, hey, that used to be some of the cannabis shops, right? We
Yeah,
don't take credit cards.
That's every car wash up here by Seattle.
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, what's funny about that was during the pandemic, most places didn't take cash.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, no, we don't take cash. It's only credit cards right now. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
had some cash at the beginning of the COVID and it actually expired because I wasn't using it.
yeah. Money doesn't expire there, Lynn.
That's not what the guy said. No, I got ripped
So we
off.
were talking about 2020 and not the 1300s.
Exactly.
We're not talking about the Black Plague.
Uh, so, you know, here's somebody who's really afraid to speak. They just don't want to speak. They pass out. They're fearful of it. We can help them grow into somebody like this, Warren Buffett. And a little story about Warren Buffett was Warren Buffett, when he graduated college, ran across this program called Dale Carnegie. He was really, you know, needing to learn how to speak in front of others. He hated speaking one-on-one with people. He hated speaking in front of large audiences. And so he paid his dues, you know, for the class, dropped out, quit, didn't go 3 times. The 3rd time he finally paid cash and they wouldn't refund his cash. So he said, okay, I'm going to go. Today, Warren Buffett has only 1 degree on his wall, and that's a certificate from Dale Carnegie. He has a PhD. He has, you know, his bachelor's from really great colleges, but he doesn't put those on his wall. He brags about that the Dale Carnegie certificate changed his life because he became a better communicator. That's what we can do at Dale Carnegie for you. If you're having those issues of talking in front of other people, or, you know, even in big groups, we can help you take that to the next level and be as successful as Warren Buffett was. See, there's a story. Relaying it in there, tying it in, bringing it in, and having some fun with it.
I'm going to throw out another quick one that backs up what you're saying here.
Yeah.
A teammate of mine at U of W was the president of Nordstrom's, Blake Nordstrom. And somebody asked him in a meeting, what degree is best for going into business? He said, you know, I majored in this. My family typically gets business degrees. So if I had to do all over again, I would major in communications, because without communications, nothing else is even worth having.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And, you know, Warren Buffett, Tom, you would agree that he's a pretty wise investor, wouldn't you? His famous quote, and it's in his book, Snowball Effect, and he, by the way, page 38, he still mentions Dale Carnegie on page 38 of his Snowball book, but throw that in there. He mentions that the best investment you can ever make in your life is in yourself. We need to invest in ourselves, build our skills, and it'll help us be the person we want to be. How to have fun online, build these skills, learn how to do this. So tax time, having an accountant, spending that a little extra money to take care of that, so that you know that your taxes are going to go through, you're not going to get audited. Yeah, you might pay a little bit more for it, but how much is it worth not to have that stress of wondering if the IRS is going to question you on your tax returns?
Oh, yeah. I tell this story because our tax person is part of I Take the Lead, and we had several at the time, and I was interviewing them all, and we hadn't done payroll yet, and we were 5 years old, I think, at that time. The business was, and all the tax preparers, all the tax people, oh my God, you're gonna get audited, blah 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 blah. And Annette just said, Becky, don't worry about it. If that happens, it's okay. I'm here. I'll hold your hand. We'll get through it. And she was so calming. That's why I chose her. I didn't know whether she knew it any more than the rest. It was because she was exactly what I needed to calm me down. Yep. So I tell that story all the time now.
That's great. So in summary, get your audience involved. Have them on camera, have them annotate if you can. If you know how to do that and you're great at doing that, use that tool. It is a fun tool because then they have to be working and doing things on the computer and they're not off doing something else like this or writing notes down or doing other activities. They're focused on what you're telling them, and you have the captive audience. So make sure your camera works, that your camera's on, get them on camera, make it about them, ask questions, have fun. You notice the examples I gave? I did not know who was all going to be on this call. I just knew Lynn was going to be on there. So
I know.
I nailed that one.
Yeah. Great examples.
So, but make it about them. Have fun with them. Connect with them. At the beginning, I showed pictures of things that, who can relate with this. Yes, I love Cannon Beach. I love, coffee. I love golfing. And that just builds that connection with everybody that's online. Oh, hey, yeah, okay, yeah, I know. I like the golf too. So I don't like the Huskies, but yeah, besides that.
Kevin, you'll love it though. I had a next door neighbor about 3 weeks ago knock on a door because I had my Husky flag out on game day. And she actually came by to say, I hate the Huskies. I thought, wow, you came and knocked on my door to tell me that?
You're building community right there.
That's so funny.
Kind of tying that into the game a little bit and telling the story. I'm standing in line in the food line, to get food, and the guy in front of me has a Husky coat on, and his daughter's there, and they're talking and everything. And I said, "Boy, you're a brave man coming into the stadium with that on." He says, "Yeah, I know." He says, "But what can you do? I mean, I want to come down and watch this, and my daughter goes there, and I live closer here than I do to watch." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "Yeah, that's great," and stuff. And then all of a sudden, over about one row, somebody started yelling some obscenities about the Huskies, and I just tapped the gentleman on the shoulder, and I said, "I apologize for your daughter, for you and your daughter, that we have assholes like that have to use that kind of language in front of you." He says, "Don't worry, we have assholes at Washington as well."
It's part of sports. Every team has assholes, no matter how nice the team is.
I mean, yes, and also I grew up pretty close to Philly, and it's very demure compared to everything that I've grown up close to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I bet.
No kidding.
We have,
I'm from Philly too, and I'm a Cowboys
like
fan.
Bulls.
Yeah, they're famous.
Equipment, lights, camera, action. We already talked about that. Make sure the lighting's right. Your camera, is level. You can see eye. You're not up like this. You're not like down this. You're looking at the camera. And action. Get them engaged. Don't sit there and talk. I mean, I hope you guys have fun, during the session. I got you, interacting with us, having some fun time. Keep your slides simple. Don't read them. Kelly, it still drives me crazy today when we have somebody who reads a slide. I just like, oh man, it's like chalks down the, fingers down the chalkboard. It just drives me crazy. And then tell a story. Get it relatable to us. Related to us. I mean, going back to the car. We've all had car accidents. Remember what it was like when we had a car accident and we couldn't get the claim taken care of because the agent wasn't there or something was going wrong. It's important to have a good quality insurance with an agent that, backs you up and takes care of you. So tell a story, make us feel that pain, make us feel the joy of having somebody who will take care of that, and make it congruent, because congruency is important. It all has to in line. And then use pictures to give your message. Don't talk about the weeds. Don't talk about the technical, fees of your, credit card machines. Talk about, here's a customer that experienced this. They were experiencing a lot of sales, and they couldn't figure out why their profits were so low. They kept going through all the receipts, figuring this out, and it wasn't inventory, it wasn't this. They finally figured out that it was their credit card fees. And they spent all this time looking at it, and the credit card fees were just going up and up and up. The more they had in sales, the more the percentage was, and they couldn't figure out why. So they finally came to, talk to Lynn, and Lynn sat down with them and looked at what they were doing and how they were doing it, and analyzed everything and said, hey, we can figure a different format that will reduce these by 20%. Is that something that would be of value to you if we could reduce your fees by 20%? They go, well, sure it would, because then it'd make me more profitable and I'd be hitting the mark I want. Well, great. Let's sit down and let's demonstrate what we can do to get it there, and let's get this contract into place. Find out why they want to do it. Okay? You can't sell anybody unless they have a want. And so if you tell a story, you scratch on that need a little bit, use pictures, have fun with it. You'll get your audience engaged, especially online. It's really hard to do this online. And so that's why pictures are more important online than they are in person, because you can't tell the message by just sitting here talking.
Kevin, I'm going to throw something else out really quick. You're talking about how to make a meeting more fun. And you're talking about engaging your audience. As somebody in the audience or in a meeting, it's up to you too to help engage. I've been at meetings where people just sit there like lumps. It's like they're afraid to talk. My wife's team is like that. There's only a couple of people that talk. You're going to get more out of the meeting if you engage, and you're going to help that speaker do a better job if you engage. If you get that going back and forth and you interact, you give everybody else courage to interact, and you all become better professionals if you learn how to interact.
And that's why Becky uses you all the time. And one of the things that Dale Carnegie does is on our online presentations that we do training programs, we have two. We have a producer and we have the trainer. The producer is there getting people to go and chat. Hey, let me show you how to get up to the annotate and use the annotate feature. Okay, you got that, great. And they're there to be the tech person so that the trainer can focus on training and be focused on the audience, not all the other issues that are going on behind the scenes. And that's something that I highly recommend, Len, is, having two people. When you're doing a big presentation, having two people. One that's on the tech, one that's doing the training, but they both interact. And like you said, they ask questions. So how many of you have had a car like that? Gone through that experience. So
I had a Mini that got crunched like that.
Oh.
It was worse. It got crunched between two cars as my wife was driving it.
Yikes.
He was
So it
okay.
became even more mini.
Yeah.
They're surprisingly safe cars for such small cars.
They're solid. They've got airbags everywhere. Yeah, they're good cars.
So we got a few minutes. Any questions?
Yeah, so where do we annotate? We go into reactions?
When I'm sharing your screen, and come back here and I'll share a screen.
Okay.
If you go very top screen, you'll see Kevin, you're viewing Kevin's screen, and there's a little down arrow. You click on that down arrow and it'll say annotate. You click on annotate and the annotate bar will open up.
Oh, okay. Yep, I see that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Does everybody have that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay, very cool. Yeah,
Matt's
if
a
you
little
do, then
different. Yeah, there
everybody
you go.
does.
But you got to learn how to use it because you have to clear it. Because if I go back to a slide, it's going to stay on there. So you got to be able to have. That's why we have the tech person behind the scene. It's like, okay, clear the slide, clear everything. So
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
it does.
So if you click to the next slide and you haven't cleared it, it's there permanently?
Watch this.
Oh.
Oh, remember, Lynn, we were on one, I think with Jason, and somebody had written on it and he was wondering, it was from a previous presentation he had done.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. So you have to clear,
Oh.
and it's
cool.
clear all drawings, viewers' drawings, and everybody, so nobody
Yeah,
can. So,
yeah.
But so get used to the format that you're using, and like I said, don't try to fit your program into the format. So don't try to fit it into Teams. Don't try to fit it into WebEx. Don't try to fit it into Zoom. Make the format, the platform you have, fit into your style of presentation, because it comes off 10 times better, and you have a lot more fun, and you get people more engaged.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I wanted to actually add something with what you were talking about between body language as well as storytelling. It just reminded me of two books that I always like to keep up on. But Made to Stick you're already nodding, you're familiar with it, but it really gets into the psychology and really the science, going through a lot of case studies and tests to evaluate what makes stories stick and what makes it good for persuasion or for copywriting, CRO copywriting. But that, as well as digital body language, which is really cool. It also touches on what you were mentioning earlier in the presentation, just how different people interpret body languages, and how to and why, and how to really take advantage of that, like in a positive, supportive way. So that's good for everybody. But I thought I would just mention those because they seemed appropriate to everything Kevin was talking about, and grab some links for them if you're interested. I promise they're not affiliate links.
And be careful what you do when your camera's on. Right there, Dustin. It's a
It was
joke.
like 5 minutes until the meeting was going to start. Yeah. I even slept afterwards.
Poor Dustin.
You have to take a call, or you're gonna have to take a drink of something. You know, it's just quick back on. It's not that hard. You know, people do it. Now, one thing that I always get asked, you know, from a lot of groups is, how do you get somebody on camera? Somebody doesn't want to be on camera. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Randy, but you know, is say, hey, we're going to be really interactive and engaging, and the only way we can do that is if everybody's online, we can see everybody's face and smiling, because it's just a lot of fun. Can you come on camera? And then you get them on camera, you get them involved, and you know, having fun. So
No, I knew Brandy couldn't. She's just here. She's listening, but she.
no, I know,
couldn't,
I
you
knew
know.
that too. So you told
Yeah,
me.
sometimes people can't. It's like my wife's team. Her boss finally had to say, when we have these set meetings, you have to have your cameras turned on, because most people wouldn't. You'd have 4 people that were on and 10 people that were off. And you
Oh,
can't
wow.
get any, you can't see what's going on. Some people are so painfully shy that they don't want to be on camera. They look at this little square and think, oh, people are going to think I look horrible. They can barely see you. You're an inch tall.
I know.
Don't sweat it. Really.
And just, I'm going to do a 10-second commercial. If you are somebody who does a lot of presentations online and you want some more information about that, we do have, you know, 2 and 3 hour workshops that just cover this topic, and we go more in depth in it. You know, what you can do with the camera, how you can engage with using the annotate features and some other tools that help you build success with presentations. So if you're somebody who's into that, you want to know more, my information, I'll put it in the chat. So
I'll say it was pretty obvious as soon as the quarantine started and people had to go to cameras. Dale Carnegie went immediately and said, how do we incorporate this into our training? And they went full force into it. And that's a big difference, because I know a lot of people do online. 2 years later, some of it's still pretty weak.
well, what's really funny is that we've been doing online for 14 years.
Right.
And so China, because we have offices in China, they were the first one hit with COVID. And when they hit, and it hit hard, we got together, and global leaders got together and said, okay, this is going to hit across the world. How do we start moving our core programs online and making them interactive, engaging? And then how do we train our trainers? I could not do this online until I went through a 2-day, not 1 hour, 2-day training on how to be engaging online, and have to be certified by the Carnegie experts that they call Carnegie Masters. So I did that and learned how to have fun.
You had to learn how to have fun? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Well, they saw he went to University of Oregon.
I didn't go to University of Oregon, so there you go.
Oh, it was worth a shot.
You went to Oregon State, didn't you, Kevin?
Nope.
Portland State.
Portland State.
Yeah, he told us that before. I forgot.
Oh.
He's a Viking.
I lived in a fraternity house, and yeah, I learned how to have fun. Big mistake. Anyway, any other questions? Tom?
Well, I have a question, but it's not relevant to the presentation, so I'll wait.
I'll go for it.
Well, I was just thinking, this is like, we all are here because we're at least somehow involved in the networking group. So I thought, do we want to give each other our contact information?
Yeah, throw them in the chat.
Well, no, I'm gonna hold off there.
Oh, the
No, we don't
recording.
do that during the webinars. Just
Okay.
yeah. Because part of it is most of the people that registered couldn't be here, and so they're looking forward to the replays. And I don't do that because this time it would be perfectly fine. It's just that normally people start putting their stuff in and it becomes annoying. And I've tried to figure out how to turn off chat and I can't.
That
So,
makes sense.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to pay attention to what somebody's having to say and people are busy talking on chat. So I discourage that.
It's like when you go to a big meeting and everybody's supposed to give a 5-second introduction, and the fourth person that steps to give the introduction missed that part of it. So it goes to them and they got there late and they start giving their life story.
But what we can do, and this way, people who couldn't make it on here will feel really left out. We could do, everybody could do like a 20-second commercial. How's that, Dustin? You want to start?
I guess.
Yeah.
Being very called out. But sure, okay. So my name is Dustin Saxic, and I run Strong Arm Digital Marketing. And what we do is we specialize in helping SBOs with lead generation. So if you run any kind of service business where you need to get people to know that you can fix X, Y, or Z, whether it's auto shop, car repair, landscaping, roofing, anything where someone knows they have a problem they need to fix and they're going to go and look for someone who knows how to do that, I can get you in front of them and make sure you're one of the very first businesses that provides what they need, that they see, making sure that you're one of the very first businesses they call. So you're much likely to have that person as your customer and not your competitor then.
Okay, very cool. And Justin's in our Seattle area group. So, okay, we got to keep it to 20 seconds because we got 4 minutes
Oh
left.
yeah, I could coach him on that, but
Yeah.
we
So
don't have-
Alan, you want to go next?
Certainly. By a quick show of hands, how many of you feel rushed, ignored, or trivialized when visiting your doctor? We help people who have lost faith in modern medicine and want a better healthcare option. My name is Alan. I'm co-founder of Renova Comprehensive Health. We're a direct primary care practice, which means we spend more time with patients and less time billing insurance. I think that's 20 seconds or less. So
Kelly.
Yes, I'm Kelly Ayotte, proud to work for Mortgage Solutions Financial. I elevate renters to homeowners every day. Renters sometimes have a hard time building up a piggy bank to pay closing costs. Mortgage Solutions offers a proprietary par pricing program, so no loan discount points, cuts your closing costs about in half. So call me if you're interested.
Cool. And Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark Simmons. I work for VSA Prospecting. We're a B2B call center. We do lead generation and appointment setting. I'm new to Las Vegas. I'm starting to network in Las Vegas, and that's why I came here, in case anyone else is in Las Vegas or ever is.
Yeah, we get down there, but we have our meetup down there, so that's how you
Oh,
got here. So
cool.
good. Well, glad you're here, Mark. Thank you. So Lynn.
Lynn Gray, Vodka Merchant Mandarin. More money by spending less money. I help clients get paid.
Cool. Tom.
I think that was only 10 seconds, Lee, or Lynn.
You can have my time.
Tom Delaney, I'm a wealth management advisor at Talos Capital Management. Work mostly at Oregon City. We have an office in Bend and one in Seattle as well. What I do is help people who are looking for a work optional lifestyle sometime in the future, get there. And that could be from 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is. I help you get from where you are now to where you want to go.
Good. And Lynn, you want to share about Brandy? Because she can't.
Oh yeah. Brandy is with Pink Noise Project. They're a new tech startup that helps with other tech businesses, helps them do business better. They can also help with grant writing. So if you know somebody that's just new in the tech world and they just need some help pulling it all together, have them call Brandy, Pink Noise Project.
Very good. And Alan's in Colorado and Brandy's in Arizona. So
Yeah, but the business is out of Portland, but they work worldwide.
And
Yeah.
that's Kevin McWhirter, helping people have fun in person or online.
well, I
Kevin,
thought
fun.
we kind of figured out who you were already. So yeah, so good. Well, anyway, I want to thank Kevin. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you taking the time. And I know you adjusted your schedule to be able to share this with us today. So we really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. So thank you. And I want to thank everybody else for being here, and you will be getting the replays at some point within the next 24 hours. So Kevin, I'll send your information to everybody in case they want to ask you about Dale Carnegie.
Sounds good. So
Okay, Brady says, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks a
Love
lot,
you.
Kevin.
Sorry
Take
for
care.
being off screen.
Thank you for doing this.
Thanks,
Thank you
Kevin.
very
Good
much.
stuff.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.